Well, good Thursday morning. Feels good to say that, right? Good Thursday morning. Live from the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Baylon. Thanks for joining us on this live stream to give you an idea of what this wacky weather is about to do. Holy moly, it is 41 degrees outside here at the TV station. Is it really February 8th or is it April 8th? This has been probably the weirdest winter I've ever experienced, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're saying the same thing as well. Just a bizarre winter, which is going to take another twist and turn today, because not only are we going to see highs getting up to about 50 by the time we get to sunset, but we're looking at a chance of some thunderstorms. I know. All right, so let's go to our maps. Live view from our Green Bay sky cam. Oh, hey, we're at 43. So we're getting even warmer. And it feels like 36. We've got a south wind at 14 miles an hour. That wind is helping to bring in this unusually warm air mass for this time of year. There's a little bit of a wind chill, but I don't think it'll affect you too much as you go on outside. We're going to go into First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, and these are the high temperatures that we're expecting. And most of these will be around and even just a little bit after sunset. We should sneak up to about 50 today in Green Bay and Appleton. 55, good old double nickels, our buddy Kevin Romp and I would say, out towards Watoma along the lake shore. It's not going to be quite as warm. You're still looking at highs in the low to mid 40s. But I mean, remember, 27 is an average high temperature for this time of year. So most of our high temperatures will be about 20, 25 degrees warmer than normal. So what can you say? It is just so bizarre. Now, despite the fact that this is going to be the warmest day of the week, we're not going to break a record high. At least I don't think so. Yesterday we did. We got up to 46 yesterday. And that broke a previous record in Titletown of 45. And that was set back in 1991. Today's record high is 56, so a more lofty goal, if you will. And that was established here in Green Bay in 1925. And I don't think we're getting up to 56, but still, I mean, compared to the average of 27, this is just bonkers. Now, we first alerted you this last week, and I want to make sure you know that we're still on pace for this to be the warmest winter ever on record. And we've been keeping weather records since 1886. So since December 1st, the start of what we call meteorological winter, December, January, February, that's what meteorologists call winter. We don't necessarily observe that at the solstice. Our average temperature, the highs, the lows, all the temperatures in between, our average temperature since December 1st here in Green Bay has been 30 degrees. The record is 27.7. That was back in the winter of 2001, 2002. We're going to just blow this record away. It's just a wildly warm winter. The big reason why? El Nino. That's the primary reason. The warming of the equatorial waters and the Pacific Ocean. It changes the weather pattern across North America. And we've talked about El Nino, but I want to make sure that we touch on climate change. It's a number 2 reason why. And notice I have El Nino in big letters and climate change in small letters. El Nino is the primary reason why it's been so warm this winter. But I don't want to neglect climate change because it's important too. So if you look at all 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall, winter is the season in Wisconsin where the weather is changing the fastest. It is warming up rapidly in comparison to the other 3 seasons, at least since 1970. And that's the case in most locations across the central and eastern United States. You know, if you look out in the western United States, summer and fall is actually warming up faster than winter. So it just depends on where you live in the United States, because climate change impacts us all a little bit differently. And in Wisconsin, winter is the season that is changing and warming up the fastest. If you look at days like today, what we would consider an unusually warm winter day, if you add up about the amount that we see now in 2024 compared to the amount of unusually warm winter days back in the 1970s, so the past several decades, there's a sharp increase in these unusually warm winter days. In Green Bay, see that red dot there? We're getting about 10 to 12 more or extra unusually warm winter days compared to how it used to be in 1970. That's climate change. And again, that's since 1970. So that's not just this winter. This winter, El Nino has been the big thing. But if you look at it at a bigger scale, a larger sample size, climate change is actually the primary driver. But this winter, it's El Nino, and climate change is the frosting on the cake, if you will. So we're warming up ahead of a storm, which is causing rain to swirl around low pressure. Look at First Alert Viper Max. Do you see that? We've got some showers in western Wisconsin moving north of the Twin Cities, and the precipitation is wrapping around the area of low pressure, which is moving through South Dakota. See that little curl there? That's pretty cool, huh? So that's the storm system that's tracking towards the northern Great Lakes. And this storm's got some energy and some unstable air ahead of it. And later today, we are expecting thunderstorms, which is a rare February event. Now, our severe weather outlook is low. Thunderstorms that pop up this afternoon into this evening could have lightning. Well, duh, it's a thunderstorm, right? But of course, lightning, it can be dangerous. Lightning, brief heavy rain, brief. Gusty winds also possible, but not on a widespread scale. So I would say most of our thunderstorms will be a normal garden variety strength, but as we expand our severe weather outlook, I want you to notice in southern Wisconsin, there's that area of brighter green there. That's a level 1 risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. In other words, a marginal risk of severe weather. So down towards Madison, towards Milwaukee, there may be some stronger storms to borderline severe storms. And here is a little nugget of knowledge for you. And I shared this at the end of our live stream from 7:05 to 7:30, and I even mentioned it on the WHBY radio with Dave Edwards this morning. February is the only month where Wisconsin has not had a tornado. We've had tornadoes in Wisconsin in December, we've had them in January, we've had them in March, but not February. Now, this is based on tornado climatology, which has been kept by the Storm Prediction Center since 1950. Is today the day where we get that needle in the haystack tornado down towards the Illinois border? Probably not. It's possible, though. It's a small chance. Can't rule it out. It could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. In fact, the odds are against it. But just tuck that away in the back of your mind, just in case. That's not affecting us in northeast Wisconsin. That's for southern Wisconsin. All right, here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. Any smidges of sun out there will disappear. The clouds will thicken up. Here's the noon hour. Now, if predictor is right, and keep in mind this is a computer model, so it's it's got its flaws. It's not always perfect, but it says that some showers will be pushing into east central Wisconsin. So I would say later this morning, around lunchtime, if you're heading out, maybe you're going out to get a bite to eat with some friends, carry the umbrella. You might need it. We'll have some occasional light rain. And after 2 p.m., watch what happens on Pinpoint Predictor. Do you see, right there, see the yellows and the oranges? That's where we're perhaps getting some embedded thunderstorms. They could be popping up across the area. So don't be surprised if you see a couple flashes of lightning or you hear some claps of thunder. Then we get a little bit of a break, only to see another round of some showers and perhaps some thunder showers in the evening. There's 10 p.m. and I'm sure meteorologist David Ernst will be tracking that on Action 2 News at 10. And then after midnight, the showers and thunder showers, if they're still around, disappear. They move off to the east. A cold front comes through, and then behind the front, Friday looks like a cloudy, blustery, cooler day. There could be a couple flurries or perhaps a couple sprinkles. So what goes up comes back down on your First Alert 7-day forecast. Today, 50, and I think that's going to be around and even possibly after sunset. Sunset is at 5:11. So it might be around and after 5 o'clock we hit that 50. And then we're down to 43 on Friday, and then the weekend, well, I guess there's a couple ways you could look at it. It's going to be cooler. We'll be seeing highs in the upper half of the 30s, but it's going to still be warmer than normal by about 10 degrees, and obviously less than ideal for the start of the sturgeon spearing season. Because it's been so warm, the warmest winter ever on record in not just Green Bay, but all of northeast Wisconsin, the ice on Lake Winnebago and on the bay, it's in terrible shape. The ice thickness is going to vary a little bit. And I honestly can't give you the ice thicknesses. A lot of times that information is more readily found with some of the local fishing clubs. So if you're a member of one of those clubs, or if you know somebody, you probably can get better information than I could give you on the ice thickness. But we've got choppy ice. areas where the ice is broken and there's open water. And on Saturday, the wind is going to pick up. And today it's a south wind gusting around 25. Saturday it's a west wind gusting around 20 to 25. And so there possibly could be some chunks of ice that break off. They're called ice flows. And, you don't want to be stranded on those. Whether you're ice fishing or you're sturgeon spearing, you don't want to be caught offshore without any way to contact somebody onshore that you need rescuing. So it doesn't look good. Highs will be in the upper 30s. Blustery on Saturday, not quite as windy on Sunday. I do think it's going to be dry, which is a change compared to what we thought a few days ago. We will see partly sunny skies on Saturday and then more partly cloudy, mostly sunny as we go into Sunday. And there's my ugly mug again. We are not doing our update soon. We've already been doing our update for the past several minutes. We'll end on a live shot from our Green Bay Sky Cam. So anyway, so long story short, unusually warm weather today, chance of thunderstorms. And then we cool down as we go into the weekend. And, looking even beyond the weekend and into next week, temperatures will still be running above average. I don't see any big storm systems heading our way. I don't see any big snow for all you snow lovers out there. We may see another shot of some cooler air heading into the following weekend. And I probably should say, you know what, if you bear with me here, I will call up the 7-day forecast one more time because there's just an important public service announcement that I need to give you all, especially guys. Yes, I know, guys. Wednesday, it's Valentine's Day. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's in the 7-day forecast, which means that it's close enough where you have to sit there and think, if I haven't done anything for your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, your significant other, probably should get on that pretty soon. Time's a-ticking. Wednesday, if you're thinking about doing a date that day, upper 30s with a mix of sun and clouds. That's my public service announcement. I do this every year. Guys, Valentine's Day is coming. The heart is beating on the First Alert 7-day forecast. All right, thanks for tuning into our live stream. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube, or you're watching it on Roku, or you're watching it on our website, or you're watching it on our app. We appreciate you tuning in, giving you an update wherever you are. We want to be able to service you. We know you're not watching TV all day. And if you are, then hang in there an extra 15 minutes. Action 2 News mid-morning starts at 9 o'clock. Catherine Bracho has the latest news stories, and I'll update your weather once again. And if you can't catch our mid-morning newscast at 9 o'clock, Action 2 News at noon is coming up, and meteorologist Bo Fogel will go through the latest data. He'll take the data that I have, and he will take it, and he will throw it in the trash, or the recycling bin, actually, and he'll get the new data, and then he'll tweak the information to give you the very latest that you need, so you know what the weather's going to do later today. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and take care. Thanks for tuning in.